Household bills. All households have a range of bills for various products and services such as electricity, gas, oil, groceries, phones, and insurance. When we work with usage-based bills, we follow these steps. Calculate the amount of service used. Calculate the total cost of the amount of service used. Add any service or standard charge. Calculate the VAT and add to get the total bill amount. Example: calculate the values of A, B, C, and D for the electricity bill below. So we're trying to figure out what goes in here for A, which is the previous. So previous standing for previous units used. We're also trying to work out B, which is going to be the amount. So that will be a money amount. We're trying to work out C, which is the total charges included in the bill. And we're trying to work out D, which is going to be the total amount due. Okay, so to work out A, value A is the number of previous standard units recorded from the meter. So the number of previous standard units is going to be the current units minus the units used. So the current units I've highlighted here in blue is 54,071. And then the units used I've highlighted here in green is 1,422. So if we subtract 1,422 from 54,071, we will be left with A, which is the previous standard units. So 54,071 minus 1,422 leaves us with 52,649 units. So that goes in place for A. So I do suggest that you draw in underneath A 52,649, and as you work your way through the questions, I would add in every piece that you find. So I've drawn in 52,649. So that was the previous units, that's the current units, and that's the units used. So if the family had used 52,649 units up as far as June, because this electricity bill goes from June to July, and then up as far as July, they used 54,071. Then to figure out how many units used, well, A, 52,649, add on 1,422, and you end up at 54,071. So they used 1,422 units in the month from June to July. And that's important because when you're billed for that month, you only want to be billed on the units that was used that month. You don't want to be billed on units you used the previous month or the previous few months. So to figure out A, we did 54,071 minus 1,422, and it left us with 52,649. Next, we want to work out B, which is the amount. So this is going to be a money amount. So B is the amount in euro, is the cost of the number of standard units used. So the amount will be the units used multiplied by the rate. So the units used in this month were 1,422. The rate is 0.17 euro per unit. So we're going to multiply these. So 1,422 multiplied by 0.17 gives us 241.74. So that's the amount of money for B. So 241.74. So again, I suggest that you draw in your amounts as you go along. So again, 1,422 multiplied by 0.17 gives us €241.74. So that's the amount for B. Next, we want to work out part C, which is the total charges included in the bill. Now this is before VAT has been applied. So value C is the total charges included in the bill. So that's going to be the amount B, which we worked out to be 241.74, plus 22 euro plus €4.64 gives us €268.38. So we're adding 241.74 to the 22 euro, which is the standing charges or the fixed charges. That's what the 22 euro stands for. Plus the €4.64, which is the government levy or the public service obligation. So we're adding these three amounts together to give us C. So adding those three amounts, we get €268.38. So that's for part C. And again, I suggest you write it in as you go along. And finally, we want to work out part D, which is the total due, the total amount due. Once we've added on the VAT, the value added tax applied to the total charges. So the VAT percentage is 13.5%. So we need to get 13.5% of 268.38, and that's €36.23. Now they actually already give that to us, so we don't have to work that out. So in order to get D, we're going to add together 268.38, which is the total charges included in the bill before VAT, and we're going to add on the VAT, which is 36.23, and when we add these two together, 268.38 plus €36.23, we get €304.61. So that gives us D, which is the total due. So 268.38 plus €36.23 gives us €304.61. Example 2. Calculate the values of A, B, C, and D for this phone bill. So we want to work out A, B, C, and D. So let's start with A. So A is our usage. So it's all network minutes used. So the person who used this phone used 430.2 network minutes. Less free minutes means we're going to subtract the number of free minutes that they get. So in their monthly bill, they get 250 minutes free. So we need to subtract these to figure out how many minutes they actually get charged on. So it's going to be the all network minutes used. So they used 430.2 minutes, less, which means minus, the free minutes. So we subtract the 250 free minutes they get, and that gives us 180.2 minutes. So that goes in for A. So 430.2 minus 250 leaves us with 180.2 minutes. So that's the amount of minutes they get charged for. They get charged 25 cents a minute. So 180.2 multiplied by 0.25 gives €45.05. So they're being charged €45 for their minutes. Now we didn't actually have to work that out, that was given to us, but just wanted to explain what it all means. Okay, so now let's work out B. So for part B, this is all about the text messages. So the person used, so all network text messages, they used 293 text messages, less the free texts. So they were allowed 200 free texts. So we need to subtract 200 from 293 to figure out what B is. So B is going to be the number of texts that they actually get charged for. So it's going to be all network text messages used, less, which means minus, the free texts. So 293 texts they used, minus the 200 free texts, leaves us with 93 texts. So that's what B is. B is 93. There's 93 texts that they have to get charged for. So 93 multiplied by 0.07, because they're getting charged 7 cents per text. So 93 multiplied by 0.07 is going to give us C. So we're going to work that out in the next slide. So C is the texts to charge. So this is the cost of any additional text messages we are charged for at 7 cents per text. So value C is going to be value B, which we worked out to be 93, multiplied by 0.07, and it's €6.51. So that's going in for C. So 93 multiplied by 0.07 gives us €6.51. So that's the charge for their text messages. So now we want to work out part D, which is the VAT, the VAT, the value added tax charged. We know that it's charged at a rate of 23%, and we know that the total charges before the VAT is added is €76.56. So we want to get 23% of 76.56, and of means multiply. So value D is the VAT charged. This is the cost of the VAT charged at 23% of the total charges. So value D is the total charges multiplied by 23%. The total charges is €76.56. Into your calculator, you can either multiply by 23 and stick on the percentage button, or you can change 23% into a decimal, which is 0.23. So 76.56, make sure you put in your point, multiplied by 0.23 gives us €17.61. Now this is rounded off to the nearest cent. We always round to the nearest cent, so 2 decimal places with money. So value D is going to be €17.61. So 76.56 was the total before the VAT was added on. The VAT of 23%, we got to be €17.61. And then adding these two together, 76.56 and 17.61 gives us €94.17. So this is the total amount due for the bill with the VAT added on.